What is an earnest money deposit? Well, let's talk about what that is and what it means to the buyer and what it means to the seller. So when a buyer presents an offer to a seller, they typically put up what we call an earnest money deposit, or EMD. And that money can be handled in three different ways. The first way is if you ratify the contract, you get through all your inspections, and you actually go to closing, that earnest money deposit is credited to the buyer at closing. So it's not any extra money, it's credited to them at closing. So to what it means to the seller is we've got a buyer who is willing to put up an earnest money deposit to tell us how serious they are about buying our home, so we will take it off the market. So the second way an earnest money deposit is distributed is if a contract is voided. In Virginia, there are many ways a buyer can void a contract and get that earnest money deposit back. Again, we've got all this contingencies. We've got home inspections, your well and septic inspections, your homeowners association, things like that. If the buyer, for any reason, chooses during the home inspection, or if the appraisal comes low and you can't negotiate that, if there's something that cannot be negotiated and the contingencies have not expired, then the buyer can void the contract and get their earnest money deposit back. So that is the second way. The third way is if somebody voids the contract, either the seller or the buyer is not doing what they were supposed to do in writing that's in the contract, then that earnest money deposit needs to be distributed. But who does it go to? It should go to the seller if the buyer defaulted on the contract, and it should go to the buyer if the seller defaulted on the contract. However, often a buyer and seller can't agree on that, and it ends up at the courthouse, and a judge will tell you what to do with that earnest money deposit. Well, do me a favor, like this, follow me, and next up, I'm going to talk about down payments.